Hey there, you mean DC fans, and welcome if you are new. I'm Mantis, and today we're going to jump back into Absolute Flash number 6. Let's go. All right, guys. So, Absolute Flash 6 is mainly a flashback, 6 months to be exact. But we get to see the backstory of the Rogues and how they ended up at Fort Fox. Starting out with Digger. And well, he's trying his best to pick up a woman at a dive bar in Higginsville, Oklahoma. However, his less than stellar pickup lines gets him in trouble with the woman's brother, who also happens to be there as well. After the brother throws him out of the bar, Digger is lying on the ground, a little bit in pain. But Rudy interrupts his insult with a stern projection of authority, invoking his rank. Seems as Digger has been on the run. As Rudy explains, it took him forever to track him down. Rudy found him nonetheless and came with an olive branch to clear Digger's record clean from what had happened in Syria. Suspicious of the offer, Digger accepts anyway, as he can't resist the excitement of a new mission. After accepting, Digger asks where they're headed, to which Rudy replies, Colorado. Colorado being the end point. They still have some stops to make along the way, first being a hotel to get some sleep. But before getting some shut eye, Rudy makes a call to Wally checking on him, but Wally doesn't answer the phone. Rudy seems to be in a losing position, bad headspace, at least to him. He's trying to connect with his son, doesn't really know what to say, but he's trying to show him he still cares for him, even while he's on the road. Finally, lying down, Rudy puts a Polaroid of his late wife and Wally next to the lamp, shutting it off and going to sleep. Next, we're in Cottonwood Falls, Kansas, as Leonard walks into the living room, finding his sister Lisa lying on the ground, presumably passed out, with pill bottles scattered. And I think there was a PS Portable or PS Vita or something like that on there. He picks her up as she comes to and carries her towards the wheelchair, berating her about her passing out and climbing out of her chair. Lisa seems to hate being disabled, possibly even suicidal, as evidenced from the pill bottles. Leonard is really worried about her and feels like he's responsible for her at this point. As they are arguing in the kitchen, though, they get a knock at the door, to which Leonard jokes about it being her dealer and walks up to only find that it's Rudy. Rudy and Leonard crack back a few cold ones sitting in the back of a pickup truck, as tells Rudy that he though thought bringing Lisa back to their old childhood home, putting in ramps, doing all this work and help, would help her out, but that her being alone is seeming to be even worse. Giving a snark comment to Rudy about the stuff they pulled in Syria, she wouldn't be getting any help from the government as a disabled vet. To which Rudy replies, they are lucky to not be in prison, quite frankly. So they must have done some bad stuff there in Syria. Rudy then makes them an offer to help, and likely the same offer that he had made to Digger. This time they skip the hotel because he's staying there at the house with them for the night. Rudy again tries to give Wally a call, but he just gets voicemail. As he hangs up the phone, Leonard knocks and tells him that he had better come outside. Walking to meet Digger and Lisa, it seems Jesse had already tracked them down and showed up. Save them a trip to find the trickster. Rudy was confused though as to how he had found them, and Jesse reveals that he had put trackers on all of them. Well, minus Lisa and Leonard, because he knew that Lisa wouldn't be far from Leonard. Upset from the invasion of privacy, Lisa hurls herself out of her chair, tackling Jesse, and tries to start a UFC ground and pound session. But Leonard comes over and pulls her off of him. Digger, disgusted that he put trackers in them, Jesse just explains that he'd put them under the skin. Rudy, again invoking rank, tells them all to stand down and chill out, and tells Jesse that they were actually on their way to find him. Untrusting, though, Jesse just assumed that he was on the way to drag them to a secret government prison. Next, we find out the team had went rogue and taken a bribe from a foreign government in their last mission to Syria, which kind of explains a lot of their situations at this point. Rudy tells them it's an extremely dangerous mission that they're offering to go on at this point, a secret mission. So secret that if they die, nobody would ever know what happened to them. After the dropping all of that knowledge on him, Rudy tells him to get some sleep as they head out for the next morning. With the gang all collected, they head out and arrive at Fort Fox, Colorado. Showing them around the science wing, they're amazed at the sheer size of the facility. Walking, Rudy asked if they had seen the footage of the monster circulating online. Some of them believe it's real, and some of them think it's fake. Well, fake until one of those monsters smacks up against one of the glass windows they were next to. Peering in at the monster gorilla, Snart asks, "What place is this?" And Barry shows up and tells them it's called Project Olympus. Seems that Barry and Eleanor are lead on this Project Olympus and plan to show them what it's all about. Next, we see examples of the result they can expect from the project. As Barry explains, they're trying to push the very limits of human potential to make super weapons, or at least a byproduct. The super weapons are a byproduct. Working on advancements to help humankind cure disease, travel vast distances, possibly through portals, telepathy, and there they even show Grodd talking with another scientist. The rogues, however, aren't sold on the other stuff, mostly the weapon stuff. Otherwise, why would they be needed? Opening the next area, Eleanor tells them that they're not there to make weapons for them. They are to make them into the weapons. Next, we see Digger find his boomerangs that he can become them, not just use them. Barry shows Lieutenant Dan her new legs.
Well, you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
And Jesse admires all the new cool tech. And Barry just smiles on as he knows they are in at this point. Jesse asks, where did all this tech come from? Flashback, even further this time, to the Mojave Desert, 1944. Presumably the starting point of this tech back in the day. Eleanor's father stares at an overloading device with an energy field as Jay Garrick, who is the OG Flash, I'm sure everyone knows that, tries to shut the project down, but Thawne runs over to him and shoves him at the last second before he could shut it off, and Jay flies into the energy field as he screams out. Back to the first flashback. Answering Jesse's question from before, Barry says that's classified. Rudy tries to get them to, spill the beans on the info and share some of that, saying they could just, not volunteer. Barry kind of forces their hand, saying that they have no choice at this point, telling them to sign the waivers so that they can become gods, or they can go to prison. Digger responds, "So where do we sign?" Finally, back to the present day, and where we had previously left Rudy in the last issue. Rudy is in the restricted area he had gained access to with Barry's ID card. Having second thoughts because he's staring at what looks like alien technology, Rudy calls Wally, who actually does answer this time, and starts to tell him that he had made his mistake and tells him what happened to his mother isn't his fault and that he loves him, which, good for Rudy. He finally was able to tell him that. From all the past times he called him, and Wally had never picked up. Wally speaks back that he's scared and that something has happened to him. Rudy, trying to console Wally, is cut short as Eleanor shows up to bag and tag him. He dropped his phone, and Eleanor stares, crushing his phone in the process. And that's where we leave it. So we get a little backstory on the Rogues and some nonsense mission. They took a bribe from a foreign government in Syria, and of course, that makes you a traitor, enemy of the state type of thing. So this may be their only option. And what it sounds like is this science wing of Fort Fox is researching that energy field that's helping them create this tech. Or the tech maybe didn't come from that. Maybe the tech came from the alien stuff, the other alien stuff that they found. But I will say definitely the thing that in the flashback from 1944, that is the same energy field that Barry fell into, that Jay fell into. Although it doesn't show Jay's dead body, we did see Barry's dead body, or at least we think it's Barry's dead body. We assume it is. So, anyway, that's how Wally got his powers. He apparently didn't die like a lot of other test subjects did. So, can't wait to see where this goes next and what Eleanor is going to do to Rudy. Are the Rogues going to come and save the day with Wally? Who knows? But again, I do want to thank you guys for tuning in to this video. We appreciate all of you, the new subscribers and followers. Again, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, all of that fun stuff, as we got more of the Absolute Universe and every issue of the Absolute Universe to be to be fair. We have playlists of all those. Go check them out. Um, and that's it. Until next time. Later.